Okay, so it's recording now. Okay, so the whole kind of purpose that I wanted to kind of talk about is just like obviously the first step in all of this is launching our business, which Cindy literally just did like 5 minutes ago, and she
Press
can
send and I ran.
good job puke and which is exactly how I felt too. I remember doing it and like running from my computer and like squealing, and the kids are like, "Mommy, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea." But it gets easier. And still sometimes when I post, I still feel that like nauseous, like, oh my God, what am I doing? But it's a good thing. Like it's exciting and it like pushes you out of your comfort zone. So it's good.
And do you ever get anything back that really surprises you?
Like in a negative way?
Or if there's any time you post something that you feel nauseous about, but then you get really positive results?
Yeah, pretty much every time. Like, honestly, my headband post yesterday, like, so silly, but I had been thinking about that post for so long because I was so insecure about wearing that stupid headband for so long that I never wore it. And I thought, oh, it's such a dumb post, but, you know, I just did it anyways because I thought someone else has to get what I'm talking about. Well, so many people get what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's all those things, right? So anytime I feel like I am being really honest and vulnerable, I am so scared to do those types of posts. But that's when I get the most like engagement and the most messages in my inbox of other women who can completely relate. And it's just, that's the best part of this all is just the connections you make with other people and just realizing that you kind of are inspiring someone just by being honest and open about how you're feeling about anything in life, right? Like this isn't just Beachbody. This isn't just health and fitness. It's like our journey, our life story, and that's what we're sharing. So of course, the very first thing you have to do is you have to launch your business. You have to just do a post and announcing, what it is you're doing. And there's so many examples in Team Fitnique. If you just go and search in the little search bar, grand opening or coming out post, there's so many examples, and you can kind of tweak them, do whatever you want, or just come up with one on the spot, whatever. But that's sort of your first step. And then from there on, you have to be consistent with it. You have to keep up with the posting because you can't just do a grand opening post like that and then do nothing for 3 days. Because people are going to be like, well, what was that all about? And where did she go? Like, I have never missed a day of posting since I started this. And I feel like that's my job. Like that's part of like my job is posting, even if it's a recipe or just about my workout or how I'm feeling or how the kids kept me up all night, because it's not all about Beachbody. It's about us and your story. So you're probably thinking like, oh my gosh, what am I going to post about all the time? Like I aim to post about 3 times a day in my group. In the beginning, I didn't post 3 times a day. I probably posted like once or twice a day, but I made sure that those posts were always really good posts. Like they weren't just kind of like lame little motivation quotes that I stole from Pinterest, or like they had meaning, because I was always trying to connect with other people. I wanted someone to see my posts that felt the exact same way, whatever it was I was talking about. So I always put value into that post. And that's kind of the difference between a coach who's just posting on social media and sharing her workout and her Shakeology and her healthy eating, and then a coach who is like really making connections and who is really going to build this business, because that's how you build the business, is by building connections with people. Like you guys probably wouldn't keep following me if it was just like, oh, keep working out, get your workout in. But it's probably something that that you feel you can relate to me, whether it's like the mom thing or whatever it is, but there's something that sort of kept you guys following me. And it wasn't because I did a Beachbody program. There's more than that, I'm sure. So that's kind of what you want to do. And it doesn't come natural at first either. So the best thing to do is write on a piece of paper 5 things about you. Okay. So for instance, my sort of top 5 things that I would use to describe me and who I am: health and fitness. That should for sure be one of our things. My family. I love organizing and just, organizing stuff. I love cooking and baking, and I love all things cozy. So like coffee and blankets and sweaters and slippers and that sort of thing. So those are sort of like my 5 things that would best describe who I am. I know Cindy just did her little coming out post, and she talked a lot about mental health and how, she suffered from depression. So that right there is something that people are going to connect to Cindy about. That's not something you ever see me post about, because that's not me. Mm-hmm. And so she is going to have different people connect with her than the people that would connect with me. And that is going to be like very powerful for Cindy, having that story. And she's always going to be able to share little snippets of that part of her life and how she is overcoming it. And, maybe some days how she struggles with it more than others. And those are the things that are really going to have women connecting with you. So not to say you have to have something like that in your life, but just sort of figure out the 5 things that are sort of important to you, or someone would use to describe you, or just who you are other than Beachbody, right? Because we all have other things about us. Like maybe you like to scrapbook, or you play sports, or you're a runner, or I don't know, you like sushi, or whatever it is. But just write down those 5 things, and those are what my posts are always about for the most part. Like if you went and looked at my page, all of my posts are kind of revolving around those subjects for the most part. You would never see me post about crocheting, or like just like something or like running. I don't run. I hate running. I'm not going to post. I used to always say you'll never see me post about a dog because I hate dogs. And then my husband got a dog. So now I can't ever say that, because now I post about my dog. So that those things will just kind of help you, and you'll learn as you go. Like in the beginning, my posts sucked. Like my posts were awful. They were so uncomfortable. My selfies were terrible, and my content was like nothing. Like it was just, and that's just how we start. So don't expect to have like these earth-shattering posts from day one. You gotta just learn as you go, and you figure it out, and you kind of figure out who you're talking to and what you're kind of about. But you just got to start, and you have to be consistent. That's the key, because nobody is going to want to join you or join a challenge group with you if you aren't even consistent on your page. People like consistency, and they desire consistency for themselves. So they want to see someone who's being consistent. If I didn't show up every day, if I just like took a few days off from posting and then came back in and started posting, I would lose credibility, and I would lose followers, and people wouldn't really put their faith in me and trust me to support them. So, okay, so that's kind of it about the posting I wanted to talk about. So I have a challenge group coming up, and I should have wrote down the date. It's like the 3rd Monday in April. So I think it's like 2 weeks from tomorrow, maybe? Would that be the 3rd? I think it is, 2 weeks from tomorrow. So I did a post tonight about my upcoming challenge group. So my goal for you guys is for you guys to hit Success Club 5 this month. So if you've gone through like the Team Fitness Academy training, you might know what that means. But all that means, that's just like fancy terminology for helping 3 people this month. So just getting like 3 family members, or 3 friends, or 3 coworkers, or anybody in your circle to join a challenge group with you. And that might seem kind of hard, but honestly, it's not. As soon as you start to sort of think about people that you've been talking to, or people that have been asking you what's going on, because you guys have been doing this for a little while now. So people are probably saying like, okay, what are you doing? What are those containers? What are you drinking? Like, what's this challenge group you're talking about? So there are probably people that you could even mention this to that would be interested in joining the challenge group. So that is my goal, is to help you guys find 3 people this month to join the challenge group. If you do that, you will hit what is called Success Club 5. So for each person that joins a challenge group with a challenge pack, so that's a program plus Shakeology, you get 2 Success Club points. And that's sort of a benchmark. Like, hitting Success Club is a benchmark in this business, and it should be your goal to hit Success Club 5 at a minimum every single month. And that's just helping 3 people, because if you get 2 points for each person, you get 6 points. So you're technically hit Success Club 5. The other benchmark is Success Club 10. So that would be helping 5 people every month, which again, isn't that hard to do when you start to talk to people and share your journey. Since I started as a coach 2 years ago, and I have hit Success Club, I think maybe my first couple months I hit Success Club 5, and since then I have hit Success Club 10 or higher every single month, because I've been consistent and I made it a non-negotiable. My coach said, hit it every month, and I was like, okay, I'll hit it every month. So it's totally doable. And as a new coach, that gives you like just so much belief in what you're doing and will kind of boost your confidence. Not only that, you won't have to pay for your Shakeology then. If you can help 3 people get started, your Shakeology costs will be covered. So that's awesome. Like, I never want anyone to have to pay for their own Shakeology. And then next month, if you help 3 more people, your Shakeology is covered again. Plus, you are making, an income from those first month of people, and that starts to compound. And each month, it compounds. As long as you keep doing the consistent vital behaviors, which we'll talk about in Coach Basics, your income will start to climb. And that's sort of how you get started building an income with it. So it doesn't take long to start seeing some progress as far as your income. And, that's awesome. And I mean, of course, it's not all about money. It is about helping people, but having that income every week is pretty cool too. And to not have to pay for your own product is amazing. So that is sort of my goal for you. And Jessica, this isn't going to apply to you because you technically signed up like months and months ago. Jessica signed up as a discount coach quite a while back, Cindy, if you're wondering. But for you, Cindy, if you can hit Success Club 5 for the first 3 months as a coach, you are considered what we call a success starter. And so that's just like a really cool thing to hit. And you are recognized in your first month as a coach. If you hit Success Club 5, you earn a call with the CEO, Carl Deichler. He does a call with you, and it's like it's just so cool. I never got it because I was a discount coach for a while first too, but it's such an empowering call. And then the second month, if you hit it, you get recognized. The third month, if you hit it, you also get recognized, but you also earn a free ticket to our annual Coach Summit event, which would be for next year. So it's like this big, huge Beachbody event, which is so awesome. I'm going this summer to you guys can't, I guess you still could come to the one this summer, but you wouldn't earn a ticket to this year's. You would earn a ticket for next year's. So there's just a lot of awesome incentives to being a success starter, just the recognition alone. And of course, every month that you hit Success Club 5, you get rewards from Beachbody. They send you prizes. You get recognized on the team page. It's really, really awesome. And it just signifies that you are doing what you need to do in order to move your business forward, and you're starting out successful, and that's the goal. Okay, that's kind of all. There's a lot more I want to talk to you guys about, but it's late, and I know you guys are both literally just getting started, so I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. And honestly, at the end of the day, all you sort of need to know is just the basics. Just start posting and sharing. Don't be salesy, which I don't think you guys would at all. And because you guys have been following me, you sort of know, like I would never like post a link, like join my challenge group, here's the link, go buy your challenge pack. Like, you know that. So I'm not afraid of you guys coming off as salesy at all. So it's just sharing your journey, talking to people, and just trying to help 3 people this month. So how you could help people and how you can kind of hit Success Club 5 this month is if you get out a piece of paper and start writing a list of names down. Think of like people who you've talked to maybe about this already that have asked what you're doing. Don't prejudge anybody, but just start writing out names of people, family members, friends, coworkers, anybody. Just put their name on paper. Don't prejudge them. Maybe they would never be interested. Maybe they would. You don't know. You never know. But just write those names down. And every day sort of look at that list and think, well, maybe she would be interested. Maybe I'll chat with her. And it's not that you even have to message them and just say, hey, want to join my challenge group? But you can just message them and just reach out to them and say, hey, how's it going? And just see where the conversation goes, especially if you are starting to post. They might say, oh my gosh, I saw what you're doing. Like, that's so cool. And that sort of opens the door for an invitation or just for them to be curious to hear more. And that's honestly how this works. And it seems really silly that just by chatting with people, this would naturally happen, but it does. The other thing that you guys can do is do a post on your page. And it can be something as simple as, and I can put this in our message thread, but my coach, or no, how would it go? I am joining my coach's challenge group at the end of April. She has invited me to bring in 3 to 4 of my friends to join me. Is anybody looking to get started on a health and fitness program, or is anyone looking to, lose some weight to get into our bathing suits for summer? Comment below if you are, or send me a private message. So it's not coming off as salesy. It's not this scary, like, buy a challenge pack from me. It's more like, this is what I'm doing. Does anybody want to do it with me? And that's all it is. That's all any of this is. Like, so it's simple. I think sometimes we overthink it and we kind of freak ourselves out, but that's all it is. And you'll be so surprised at people who are interested. Like, Cindy, I know was it your sister or your sister?
I think it was my sister that talked to you. I don't know. She had never really told me about it, but yeah. Candace, right? Were you talking to her?
Yeah. She said that you guys were in a car one day talking, maybe.
Oh, probably. We spent a lot of time in the car together.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, reach out to her and just say, like, okay, listen, I'm doing this group. We start April, whatever. I'll get you the date. Do you want to do it with me? It would be so fun. We'll do it together. Like, I want to lose 5 pounds by the end of May. Who wants to join me? Does that sound scary?
Yeah, it does sound a little bit scary, but I mean, to me, it's like I have a bunch of my friends that are already have been Beachbody, have joined it and done a challenge pack. So I don't know whether they're like committed to like certain coaches or not.
Oh, okay.
So there's a few of those. I have those, but then the other thing is just kind of reaching out to people that I don't really know, right? And just seeing it. So I think once I start posting, and I think that'll I have a couple people in mind already. That I have one girl that I know like really could use it right now, and I'm just wondering if I could kind of get her on board to see if I could get her, to commit to it.
Yeah. And honestly, it's amazing what happens when you just start to share a little bit about what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And when they can start to see that, people, like, not always, but usually people will just start messaging you and just saying like, hey, I saw what you're doing. I've actually been thinking about doing something like that. Can you give me more information?
Yeah.
So it's just the power of like sharing your story and your journey. And it's supposed to feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to feel scary. If it didn't, everybody would just do this and everybody would be successful at it. But not everybody is successful at this because the fear holds them back. I mean, it happens to coaches on my team, coaches on Michelle's team. The fear of putting themselves out there and the fear of talking to people holds them back. And so they don't end up seeing success. And it's that stupid fear that holds us back in so many areas of our life, right? So it's just, and you just do what you want. And I mean, if you don't want to hit Success Club this month, you don't have to, like, at all. It's your journey. And if that's not that, if that doesn't interest you, that's okay too. My job is just to sort of show you the potential with this and what is possible and help you. And if you're like, you know what, I just sort of want to ease my way into this and see how it goes, that's cool too. It's totally up to everybody. Everybody has their own goals with this.
So a couple of questions, like, to get into the challenge groups, they have to buy a challenge pack. Can they just, if they don't want to have Shakeology, can they just buy, like, you know, if they wanted to buy Beachbody On Demand, like the all access, are you like, is that okay too? Like, if they don't, I mean, you know, Shakeology is a big commitment, obviously, and I know it's great benefits or whatever, but for some people that just want to get into the health and fitness part of it, can they do that in order to get into the challenge or into the groups?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't ever turn anyone away from a challenge group. Like, even if someone has borrowed a program or bought a program off Amazon or whatever, I'm never going to say, like, no, you didn't purchase anything from me. So, like, for sure, I want as many people in as I can because I really genuinely want to help them. I always sort of lead with a challenge pack because I believe in the system and I believe in it working all together. But yeah, of course, there's going to be people who just do not want to pay the money. I think the more we know about Shakeology and the more that we can sort of help them understand why it is valuable and the more we believe in it, the easier it is for us to sort of get them on board with it. But yeah, there is, for sure, if someone is like dead set against it, absolutely, they can just get the on-demand. And this month, the all-access challenge pack, the Beachbody On Demand, that big challenge pack, it's normally $231, whereas a normal challenge pack, like the 21-day fix or Core de Force, it is $186. But this month, they are making the Beachbody On Demand challenge pack $186.
It's great.
So it's like, yeah, so for anyone who is interested, they are getting a year's worth of Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology and the portion fix and access into the challenge group and you as a coach or me as a coach or whoever as a coach for $186. Like, that's crazy.
It's an awesome deal.
Yeah, it's an awesome deal. So that in itself is something that is really going to help you guys getting started because it's such an amazing price, right? It sounds way cheaper than $231 for sure. Yeah. So what other questions do you guys have?
I guess, you know, once we finally get somebody on board, how to sign somebody up. But I'm sure you probably have like how-to steps.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like as soon as you have someone interested, shoot me a message or message in the thread or wherever. Because there's so many different ways to do it. I think it's in the Team Fitnik Academy in one of the steps. It's called Coach Mobile Enrollment. And it's just a very easy, I'll just send you the link. And you basically enroll them. You put your coach ID, you need their email address, and you need which flavor of Shakeology they want or whatever they're purchasing. And you literally just click it, and then it emails them the link.
Oh, okay.
So I never send anyone to my website, like to the Beachbody website. It is so confusing. It's a gong show there. I would never send someone like, oh, go buy the Shakeology. Here's my website. Oh my God. Who knows? They would just walk away with nothing because it's so confusing. So I never do that. I always use Beachbody mobile enrollment. And it's very, very easy. Yeah.
And for the on-demand for the full year, like when they sign up, it's a full year from the date they sign up, right? And then do we know what it's going to be like is it going to be continuous? Like next year, will it still be $99 or whatever it is?
I think it is. I think they did say that price won't be changing. I don't think it will be. So yeah, then a year later, it'll be another $99 for another year, which is like insane when you think about it. Like,
well, when you compare it with a gym membership, it's like 2 months of a gym membership, and it's in your own home. It's very accessible.
Yeah. And like, and the value of a challenge group, right? Like, I don't think any of us would be here if it weren't for challenge groups. The support that you get in a challenge group, there's no way I could have ever done this on my own and like gotten to my goals or stayed eating healthy without a challenge group. Like that is what keeps me accountable, and that the value of that, I think, is huge, right? So I talk a lot in my posts about the challenge group and how awesome that is, because anybody can go buy a workout program. Anybody can. People go and buy Beachbody on demand from the website all the time, but they don't have the challenge group, and that's huge. It's a big part of it.
Well, and it's not just the support. The support is there, but it's also a little bit of healthy competition. So it's someone that keeps pushing you. So you see someone's post and you think, gosh, they look great. I'm going to do that, or I'm going to try that next program. It helps kind of spur people on too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and those are things like when you guys are talking to people, those are sort of the things you can share with them. And there's a bunch of scripts too. Like if someone is saying like, well, what is Shakeology? I have a bunch of scripts in a file section that I can give you guys as well. Or if someone says like, oh no, Shakeology is too expensive, I kind of have a script kind of saying, well, yeah, it is expensive, but here's the way I see it, just to sort of battle different objections. Or if someone says, well, do I have to drink Shakeology? Because that's what people say, like, well, do I have to? Well, no, you don't have to, but here's what I found. And I have scripts like that to sort of help us having conversations. Because it's so important that we get to understand people's goals when we're first talking with them, or so anyone that's interested in something. Like if someone messages you and is interested in joining, well, you kind of want to know, like, okay, so what makes you interested? Are you working on any goals? Do you have a weight loss goal, or is it just the support, or do you want to learn healthy eating habits, or do you have high blood pressure and you need to get that under control? Like, what's your reason? What's your why for doing this? It's so important to figure that out in order to help them. Otherwise, it just becomes you selling someone something, and that's not what it is. It's you genuinely want to be able to help them, and in order for that, you need to know on a deeper level why they're even interested. So it's that connection, like really connecting with them. Yeah. Do you guys have any more questions?
I don't think I have any other further questions right now. I know I will as we go through, but
yeah,
so.
I'll have some questions as well, but my first step is to put the first initial post out. So that's what I'm going to work on here now.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Mm-hmm. And scary.
Yeah, it's a little scary when you press send.
Oh yeah.
Your post or whatever it is.
I was sweating big time. And have you been looking to see if anybody's seen it yet?
Sorry?
Have you been looking to see if anybody has seen it yet?
Well, I did look like right after I posted, and then I haven't looked really since. And I was like, I just noticed I had a message of somebody that had commented.
Oh,
that's good.
That's exciting.
Yeah, because people have liked it and whatever, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, and I mean, I always think like my coaches that are the most successful in this have come from my challenge groups, because I have coaches that sign up, without having done a challenge group first. But I think when you have that belief in the challenge group and in the programs and the product, it just makes it so much easier to share your journey. So, you guys are at a big advantage just having that background already. And it's just sort of going to be a natural thing now to share what you've been doing and what's been working for you. So how do you guys feel about it? Are you like excited, or are you thinking like, oh shit, what am I doing?
I have to say, I feel like a little bit of both. Like I'm kind of feel like I'm excited, but like, what have I gotten myself into? Like, you know, I'm just kind of like, I don't know about that. Like, I know, like, I'm confident about the products and whatever that I've used. And it's kind of just like, you know, that whole, like, I was reading kind of, I only read a first couple chapters of like, you just need to get over yourself. Like, what people are going to say about you and whatever. So it's kind of like, I just need to forget about that. And it's like, if people are interested, they're interested. And if they're not, they're not. Like, you know, they can leave the group or add people if they want and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got no problems with the program. Like, the program's great, the product's great. My biggest fear is that I'm not actually going to reach anyone, that no one's going to be interested. I'm going to put all this out, people are going to like it, but it's not going to get me anywhere. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah. And so I think that's when personal development is so huge in this, because that's the way everybody feels coming into it. Like, both of those things you guys said, that's everybody's fear, and that was my fear. And that really only goes away with incorporating some personal development and just continuing to do it and believe in it. And I just can't stress the personal development. Like, it'll help you in every single area of your life, especially this business. So yeah, it's just one of those things. You just gotta try and see what happens, and you'll never know if you don't try, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so looking forward to your next 30 days. Like, what would you guys like to see happen in these next 30 days for yourself, for this business, whatever?
I think I'd like to just see that I've kind of like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Cindy.
Just that I've reached people, and I obviously want to be consistent with like posting. So I'll like target one post a day, if not two. Those are kind of like my goals. And then kind of just growing my page and just, you know, seeing if, you know, I can get more people added and that I think about or whatever, those types of things.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope to hit Success Club 5. I don't know whether I will or not, but I hope to.
Yeah. And just like what I did when I opened my group, I just added in all the women that I was friends with, and I just like threw them in there, and I really didn't think too much about who I was adding in. I just was like, hey, add them in, and they're going to get a notification. So if they're not interested, they just won't join. So I just was like, I'll leave it in their hands. And then that's sort of how I filled my group in the beginning, and I went from there.
And I think that's where, as you mentioned, it's easier to just do it through your own personal page.
Yeah.
So, you know, people are already watching you or following you. And if you have any interest in what I'm posting, great. I think my goal is that I want at least consistent engagement from people. If I could grow and have new people come on and like my page and follow me, that would be, to me, that's my goal for this next 30 days.
Awesome. Hey, awesome. Good. I'm excited for you guys. And it's okay to be scared.
And then the next thing too, probably we'll talk about it after, is I was kind of looking at like the genealogy type thing. I was looking at mine, and it's like your strong leg and your weak leg. I'm sure you guys are probably going to teach us that over the next little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That can get super confusing. So yeah, don't worry about that. And that comes into play when we start talking about like adding coaches to your team. So that has nothing to do with challengers, but, you know, getting to sort of your first rank advancement, for instance. And yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. I just sort of wanted to touch on like the really basic, just get going on the business type stuff. Like basically just finding some challengers for the end of the month and just posting and sharing your journey. Those are really the two things that you sort of need to focus on at this point. And the rest you'll learn. We'll teach you guys the rest, and more so just learn as you go. Like something happens, like oh my gosh, someone wants to join my team. What do I do now? And then we walk you through it. Or, you know, someone wants to order a challenge pack. What do I do? Okay, well, here, this is what we'll do. And so we kind of teach you as you go, because you can't possibly know it all in the beginning. Like, I'm learning as I go still. So the most important thing is just to start. Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the things that, you know, in the new coaches like group that we're in right now that's starting tomorrow, what are some of the things that we'll be doing or hearing about? Or
So it's a 3-week, I think it's 3 weeks. Basically it's 1 post a day, and it's sort of like an assignment, very simple little tasks, like sharing your why is one day, sharing your story. And then we talk about, you know, an upcoming challenge group. So sort of how to invite to a challenge group, and, you know, you'll have to post 3 names of someone that you're going to invite to the next challenge group. We talk about Success Club and what that means and why it's important. We talk about hitting Emerald, which is your first rank advancement, which is pretty simple to hit. Like, you can hit it in your first 30 days for sure. What else do we talk about? Just a lot about like connecting with people and just getting challengers started right, that sort of thing. So not a lot of stuff. It's just 1 post every day at 6 a.m. we do. And so if you can just check into that group once a day, that's perfect.
okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't take a lot of time. It's not a big time commitment. And I think we take either the weekends off or just Sundays off, just to kind of get caught up, so you can go back through, and if you missed a couple days of posting. And then in there, we always like you guys to log your workout and your shake, so you'll kind of be double logging. But it's a good place to start practicing selfies for sure, and just like thinking of different ways to take pictures of your shape, or different, and you'll learn from other people's selfies too, like, okay, that's a really cool picture, how'd they do that? So it's sort of like our practicing place, because like selfies don't come natural. Like, you have to learn how to take a good one. So that's sort of our place where we practice, and it's a safe environment basically.
Great.
Yeah.
You got to go invest in a selfie stick.
Honestly, I just always prop mine up. Like, I very rarely hold it. I just like set it up against like something and put the timer on, and then just stand in front of it. Or like I'll just like prop it up like on my windowsill, and the key is to always have light coming at you, not from behind you. So that's something I learned too, is like getting somewhere where there's like a lot of natural light and having that come at you. So like go stand in front of a window is the best. You know,
that can sometimes be hard to do at 6 a.m.
It is, especially in a basement like mine.
I know. That's where I'm always at. I'm at the basement, and the deck covers the one window where I could potentially get light.
Yeah. So here, I'll show you guys what I do have. Not my kids took it. I have like this, so it clips. Oh, it's okay. So this like clips onto my phone like this.
Oh, that's great.
And so when I'm taking like a selfie, it's like natural light. I just got it from Amazon. It was like $4. So it's so cool. And then my other thing I have is this. It's like a little mini tripod. Oh, and then my one leg broke off, so I just ordered another one from Amazon. I've used it so much. But you can like just put your phone in it.
Oh, that's handy.
And just prop it up anywhere, like on a table or like, and so when I'm doing videos too, I'll use this because it just holds it up for me while I'm like recording videos of my workout. So it's from Amazon too, and it's like $10. My little trick. Nothing fancy. Okay, do you guys have any more questions? Anything you guys want to chat about?
I think I'm good for questions right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so every Thursday night we have a team call. at 9:00. So that's just with like my own personally sponsored coaches. And every Thursday we just get on. Sometimes I'll do like a specific topic, like how to run effective challenge groups, or I don't know, I'll have like a specific topic I'll talk on. Other times we just kind of get together and we just like chit chat about questions or what's been going on that week or things we're struggling with, and we just kind of chat. So, but we just always plan to do it every Thursday night. If you can't make it, like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just a good chance to kind of connect with everybody and just learn some things that are working for others. And it's just kind of motivating too. Yeah. And then every Saturday morning, Michelle is my coach, and Michelle does like a coffee talk on Saturday mornings at 9. And it's always a really good call too, if you can make it. I know Saturday mornings are a busy time, but I'm literally like having coffee with my kids and folding laundry for them. So, but she always gives like awesome tips and just motivational talks for us. And they're usually like 30 minutes long, but they're good. So all of that is on the calendar in Teams That Meet. There's a calendar pinned to the top of the page, and it gives sort of all the calls and when they are, that sort of thing. My call's not on that, so just remember that it's Thursdays at 9. But I'm always talking to you guys all the time, so I kind of like say like, oh, team call tomorrow night. So you don't have to make everything, but whatever it's whatever you put into this, you're going to get out of it. So it's totally up to you guys. Okay, well, that's all I got for now.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Okay,
Thanks, Megan.
Good night, you guys.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.